Hello and welcome to the Year 10 online information evening. I would love to be welcoming you into the school hall as normal, but obviously at the moment this format will have to do. These presentations that will follow will focus on ensuring that you have the key information to support your child through their Year 10 and through their Year 11 so that by the time they get to the summer of 2022, they're in the best position possible to achieve success. The two keynote speeches in the information evening will hopefully reassure you that we are doing all we can to provide the opportunity for our current Year 10 students to be successful when they get to August of 2022. Year 10 have the luxury, and maybe that's the wrong word, but they have the luxury of knowing that with a fair amount of certainty, that their exams will happen as normal in the May of 2022. This means that they, Year 10, just need razor-like focus on these exams, and they need to focus and work hard in every single lesson, every single day to give themselves the best possible chance of success in those vital examinations. Mr. Carter will now go through some of the changes we have made to our curriculum as a consequence of the March lockdown, and he will go on to explain how students will know when they are doing well via our target setting and reporting system. Mr. Carter.
The first few slides will describe how we have adapted to enable students to make the most progress on their return to school following the first national lockdown. To maximise the teaching time during this unprecedented year, teaching staff at the County High School Lethwich has carefully planned the curriculum that was delivered during the first national lockdown. Staff concentrated on the material that was most accessible to students and what was most suitable for independent learning. During the lockdown, students were only set work in those subjects that they had picked as their options. Since returning in September, staff have been teaching new material so that all students have the same starting point in Year 10. Staff have concentrated having quality first teaching as the priority, so lessons are planned to challenge students to reach their full potential and concepts are delivered with clarity. There has been a deliberate emphasis on teaching students new content on their return to school in September, rather than testing what they can recall from content delivered during the lockdown. However, staff are not ignoring that content. Instead, they are interleaving the content that was delivered during the lockdown with new content. This interleaving of concepts can take many forms, such as a recall starter, an exam question given in class, a discussion topic within a lesson, or linking a concept to another new topic. This interleaving will allow students to become more confident and secure in their knowledge of any topic delivered during the lockdown. While the school is currently divided into year group zones as part of the COVID guidelines, all option subjects are delivered in specialist rooms, so this allows students to follow their full curriculum on offer at the school. To help students during the current climate, each year group has its own support room where students can be placed by senior members of staff if it is felt that the students need that extra support on offer. Staff will ensure that the curriculum will have been revisited prior to the ST1 and ST2 examinations to aid students in their revision. ST1 exams in most subjects have been made shorter in length with more of a focus on those topics delivered since September and are based on GCSE questions. Those topics not covered on the examination will be assessed throughout the year using interleaving techniques mentioned previously. The examinations set at ST2 will be longer and, where relevant, they will cover content covered during the lockdown, which will have been revisited by interleaving throughout Year 10. Any Year 10 students that are isolating due to COVID and are fit and well have been asked to join live lessons by teams in all of their subjects. Full engagement in those live Teams lessons will minimise the impact of any absence. The lesson materials such as PowerPoints or worksheets are available to students on either Google Classrooms or Teams. Those students that are isolating have been contacted by the school to see if any extra support is needed. During the grading of students for ST1, staff will make adjustments for any enforced absence. This will be repeated at ST2 if necessary. The following slides will describe the arrangements for the student tracking exams and reports. Students will receive a new target in Year 10 rather than simply using the one that they were given in Year 7. They are given a new target for two reasons. Firstly, more data has now gone into the national database that we use to generate targets, so they are more up to date compared to the original target they received in Year 7. Secondly, after revisiting the national database, subject leaders and their teams have checked these fresh targets against the prior performance of each student. This ensures that all students are given targets that contain an appropriate level of challenge for them. Once this process is completed, the targets are then distributed to students. The targets are due to be with students on Friday, the 20th of November. The key messages about the school's target setting system are the following. The targets are individual to each student and they are designed to be challenging yet achievable. If students are meeting or exceeding their targets, they are making good progress. Targets are not a limit on attainment. Students can exceed targets and are encouraged to do so. So a student with a target of a grade 3 could achieve a grade 5, for example. Those subjects which are tiered have setting under review throughout years 10 and 11. However, it is important to note that current sets were based on students' prior attainment at the school and were decided before the targets were issued, so student targets do not determine the set a student is in. The student tracking windows in Year 10 will happen between the following dates. ST1 starts on Monday the 23rd November and finishes on Friday the 4th of December. The dates for ST2 are provisional at this moment in time, as are the plans to hold the exam in the hall. ST2 is due to start on Monday the 14th of June and finishes on Friday the 2nd of July. The mock exams are an important part of allowing students to achieve their full potential. After marking the exams, teachers will have a better understanding of material that students have fully understood and, importantly, any material that students need more help to understand. This evidence is then used by teachers to plan future lessons and interventions. Students will also gain experience of working under a time pressure and learn how to manage their time in an examination, along with the skills of recalling and then applying the knowledge that they have learnt. Prior to any student tracking window, students are issued with an examination timetable and a revision guidance document. The revision guidance document is designed to allow students to focus their revision on the topics listed. It can also be used by parents and carers to help with the revision by asking students to explain those topics. The first week of ST1 is shown here. The second week of ST1 is shown here. The timetables and the revisions guidance were sent out via the In Touch service and students were given a printed copy last week. They are also available on the school website. After each student tracking window, students complete a summative assessment sheet. This allows them to focus on those areas that they are secure in and those areas of the course that they need to improve. Students will also be issued with a written report. The report will show a grade for each subject and a comment from each subject teacher, which will contain advice on how the student can make more progress. The dates for the reporting process this year are the following. ST1 reports will be released in the week commencing the 11th of January. Consultation day is due to take place on Friday the 22nd of January. The ST2 reports are due to be released in the week commencing the 12th of July. And provisionally, Year 10 Parents' Evening is due to take place on Wednesday the 7th of July. After the Student Tracking Point 1, staff will carefully analyse results to highlight any gaps in students' learning. This will be on both a cohort and an individual level. Future lessons or parts of lessons will then be designed to fill in these gaps, enabling students to achieve their full potential.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. The Student Tracking 1 exams and the Student Tracking exams that happen throughout Year 10 and throughout Year 11 are really important as they allow us to identify gaps in students' knowledge, whether that's the whole year group, in classes or individual students, and then we adapt our lessons or our curriculum accordingly. They also help us identify students who are at risk of not achieving their academic potential. We will then, after these tracking exams, we will design high quality in-lesson interventions as well as high quality additional interventions, and we'll make sure that they are delivered. The student tracking exams are part of the picture where teachers are judging whether students know more, understand more and can do more. If they can, they are making good progress. Up next is someone who is a very important person in your child's academic and personal development over the next 2 years, Mrs. Marklove. Mrs. Marklove will explain that by meeting our 3 key behaviour expectations, students are setting themselves up for success in those summer exams in 2022. Mrs. Marklove.
At the County High School Lethwich, we are thriving for success in Year 10 and beyond. This presentation will explain how we work with your child to achieve outstanding GCSE grades over the next 2 years. These are our 3 behaviour expectations, which we will begin with. Being ready to learn. It is a proven fact that excellent attendance equals higher grades. We expect our students to arrive on time every day and be ready to learn, wearing their smart uniform. We expect students to be organised with equipment such as calculators or PE kit, and this will aid their learning. Students will shortly receive their target grades for Year 11, and we will be working towards assessing their knowledge in the ST1 exams. Prepare effectively at home. Revision timetables and guides were given out last week. We now need them to establish a routine, complete the revision timetables, and use the equipment that has been provided. So the Google Classroom is a great resource. They have notes on there, they have the new revision guides, and these will help them in their routine. Tutors will help students to develop ways to revise, and as parents, I'm sure you'll be asked to support testing their knowledge on flashcards, for example, but also making sure that they get a break in between their revision. Attendance. This is very important wherever possible to ensure your child is in contact with their class teacher and their wealth of expertise. We are running live lessons for Year 10 on Teams if they are absent due to COVID, and all lessons are available on the Google Classroom to complete. Being respectful and safe. Respecting yourself, developing your character and resilience. Respecting others, working hard and behaving well in lessons to give everybody the opportunity to learn. A massive well done that so many of you are respecting others by wearing your masks. Lastly, the environment needs respecting as well, making sure you keep your working environment tidy, your classroom, any equipment, and making sure all rubbish goes in the bin. Success starts with your well-being. Most importantly, sleeping well, exercising, eating, staying hydrated will help you succeed. Speak to us if you're struggling, your tutors, myself or your class teacher. We have an amazing Senko department and Mrs. Sale as our education support worker who are here to help. Identify your weaker areas and work on these first. Be kind to yourself. You'll be doing a lot better than you think. Make sure you plan in downtime when you're revising. Exercising and time with your friends is important as well. You have that support network there who can help you revise. Think about your friends that take the same subjects, your siblings and parents, and we can all work together to revise. Maybe use some technology such as FaceTime to help you revise with your friends. Embracing opportunities. Learning is best in the lesson. However, the new technology now means your child can join live lessons on Team if they're absent due to COVID. They can access the Google Classroom to revisit their work from lessons, complete any homework or coursework on there. There are also revision materials that can be accessed to develop their knowledge for exams. What's important now? We are all here to work together to achieve the same goal this year and beyond.
Thank you, Mrs. Marklove. I'd like to finish this online information evening by talking to the majority of Year 10 students. I'm so impressed when I visit your lessons at seeing you working hard and thinking hard every single lesson, every single day. Well done, keep that up. You're giving yourselves the best possible chance of success by doing this. Make sure you follow all the advice given by Mrs. Marklove regarding looking after yourselves, looking after your well-being and looking after your mental health. Doing this will give you the best chance of success in those exams, but more importantly, it'll give you the best chance of having a happy and fulfilling life. Thank you for taking the time to watch this information evening. Thank you to Year 10 students for all your hard work, and thank you to the parents and carers for all your support. Thank you.